What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to check out the 2025 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek. This one is finished in Baja Storm with an MSRP at $38,000. Comment below, is this the way to go? Is this better than a Bronco Sport? Let's take a look at the interior as well as a lot of the specifications. So just pop in that, we can unlatch the hood. And for the Rogue, there's only going to be one engine. It's going to be a turbocharged 3-cylinder. So with that, this is a 1.5 liter with 201 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. This does have a CVT for the transmission, and it is all-wheel drive. However, you do have some good capabilities. Max towing capacity is 1,500 pounds. And then for off-roading, you have a 19-degree approach angle, breakover angle is 18 degrees, departure angle is 24 degrees, and ground clearance is 8.2 inches. And with that, you're going to get 27 in the city with 32 out on the highway. For the styling, this color definitely looks really unique. You have a nice set of headlights up above, and then the main headlight is actually down below. There's some gloss black trim throughout the center, nice blacked out grille, forward facing camera, got a little Rock Creek logo, and then the orange accents. Has a pretty sweet design overall. I think they've done a cool job making the standard Rogue a bit more off-road focused. So this one definitely looks really good. I think they did a great job styling it. Got a little intake duct on each side to help airflow guide around the vehicle. And then moving around to the side profile, this has a set of 17-inch wheels. Satin black with the Rock Creek badge as well. A little bit of plastic trim throughout the front fenders. And then your logos on the side with a plastic design for the lower side skirt. You have a gloss black mirror cap, turn signal, camera, body color door handles, and then all black trim throughout the windows. Got some nice silver trim to it as well on the top. And I love the design for the roof rails and roof rack system. That definitely looks very off-road focused. Side profile, as you'd expect, just a nice crossover with a good size overall, good profile and proportions. You got some sharp lines for this rear fender as well. And then just a nice look overall. The rear bumper, you're gonna see the plastic trim to it, and then parking sensors as well. We have the all-wheel drive logo with that Rock Creek badge, and then blacked out badging all in back. So overall, definitely not a bad way to go. It looks really cool overall. We have a power lift gate. You can just press that button once. It's gonna automatically pop open, and then we can take a look at the interior. You have over 70 cubic feet of volume with the seats folded down, and then mid-30s with the second row up. There also is a spare tire underneath the floor. So can't complain, definitely have a lot of cargo space to make this super useful. And then going in through the rear doors, you're gonna get them folding nice and flat, truly maximizing the space. And then pulling this back up, not too difficult to do. These levers are also easily accessible from the back. So this will seat 3 people. You have an armrest and cup holders, air vents, plugs, and then storage over here. And then I like the black synthetic leather with the stitching as well as that fabric. Got some soft touch on the door panel as well. And then hopping inside, at my height, 5'11", I sit here pretty good. Decent leg room as well as headroom. The seats do have some good padding to them. I wouldn't mind the base supporting my leg a little bit more. They're a little short. And then the backrest, wouldn't mind a little bit more configurations. But overall, you have decent amenities. It's roomy enough. So certainly not a bad way to go for even a family crossover. As we make our way to the front seats now, you have the button on the door handle where you can easily lock and unlock it. We have more of the soft touch material throughout the door panel, all of your controls, memory seating as well, and then power controls. So you can see those. We have more of that stitching, similar design on the seats with Rock Creek embroidered. Not a bad design. Flat bottom steering wheel with orange accents to it. And then hopping inside, we can go ahead and fire it up. You have the comfort access, so the seat will maneuver into your memory seating. You're going to see cruise control settings on the right side with some Bluetooth, and then we have more controls on the left for audio as well as the center screen. So you can easily see what you have going on in this multiple screens up here. So pretty simple overall, along with the gauge cluster on the left and the right side. Even though it's a CVT, there are paddle shifters, so you can take some control over the transmission. We have the windshield wipers on the right, turn signals on the left, steering intervention, auto start stop, some more of that soft touch material as well. So not a bad interior, certainly a little out of date looking, just some nice materials though overall. And then this is touch screen, kind of a basic screen as you would expect. We have shortcuts for the camera. You're able to view all sorts of different views as well. And then of course going into reverse, the backup camera pops up. We have some more shortcuts down below this. And then our air vents in the center with all the climate controls, very easy dual zone, fan speed, heated steering wheel and seats. Then we have plugs and a wireless charger. Got some cup holders in the center and then drive modes as well. You can toggle this and it will pop up on the screen with all the different modes. Good touch for a off-roader. And then we have extra storage down below and 2 nice armrests. One button, you can press that open when you have a good amount of space. Over here, you can see we have a nice large glove box, a little bit of gloss black trim. So not a bad interior, just, you know, wouldn't mind maybe some updates coming soon. But overall, decent use of materials, good amount of space in here. You also have a sunglass holder up above and a nice thin mirror. All right, so setting off in the Rogue, sport mode, full throttle. All right, so that is up to speed. Certainly not a fast vehicle at all, and you do have this CVT, which sometimes it does give you a really smooth power delivery, then other times it just kind of whines a little bit. So the CVT is all right. I know not everybody is a fan of that type of transmission. In general, I'm not. However, I think Nissan does do a good job at them at least. Still wouldn't mind a normal transmission. But sitting here, you know, you have a pretty good view around, nice windows, the mirrors all do a really good job. And over your right and left shoulder, really can't complain with the visibility. It's a pretty easy to drive vehicle and just kind of easy to see around. Front seats feel pretty comfortable, armrests are in a good place, heated seats, the basic tech and all that works nicely. Cruise control system is pretty good as well. On all these little bumps, you can feel them a little bit. It's not the quietest interior, especially on a bad road. However, overall on the highway and normal smooth roads like what we're now on, really can't complain. It seems like just kind of a normal, nice to drive crossover. Suspension does absorb the bumps pretty well as long as the road isn't too rough. The technology is definitely a little outdated. You know, the screen is very simple, very basic, things that we've seen 15 years ago. So I wouldn't mind the newest Nissan integration there that we've seen on other vehicles. Climate does look nice with the screen and the physical control, so I think that's a pretty good touch. And then again, very simple for the gauge cluster. With that, the steering has a nice feeling to it. It's not too light, not too heavy. The brakes do a good job coming down to a standstill. And then the drive modes do a good job as well. The eco mode definitely lets it be a bit more conservative. And then if we just slowly accelerate in that, at least it's not like a noisy, whiny transmission like some CVTs. So it's kind of in the middle of, it's not too bad. But nothing too crazy about the driving characteristics, I would say. It's just kind of a normal crossover as you would expect. And then it does at least have some of the off-road mode settings and tires to be able to go over some terrain like a gravel road or some sort of trail. Wind noise, not really too much there as well. So it really just kind of seems like a normal vehicle. There's also a pretty good amount of room in here. If I put the seat in a good position, you know, my legs are comfortable, really can't complain. Steering wheel just kind of feels nice. But yeah, not really too much more to talk about for the driving characteristics. I mean, it's just a simple crossover. There's really nothing above and beyond about the way it drives, and you wouldn't expect that from something like this. It drives like a normal crossover. However, with the Rock Creek package, you know, it gives you that off-road characteristic to where you can have some fun in this, do an adventure with it, and you know you're going to be pretty confident with the all-wheel drive system. You don't really feel torque steer or anything like that with the acceleration and the all-wheel drive system. So I like how you don't get that front-wheel drive feedback in the steering wheel. So it seems to do a pretty good job overall of giving you the power in a smooth enough characteristic. And overall, it drives pretty comfortable and smooth for the day-to-day to be a daily driver, or of course be something that you're going to use every single day and then take on a fun little trip or something. We'll do another acceleration in the sport mode, feeling out that CVT. Yeah, see, stuff like that, when you really floor it, it doesn't really accelerate much, but it makes a lot of noise. So that is definitely the one drawback I'd say with the CVT. It doesn't let you use all the power to really get that top end going. So I would like to see a normal transmission in this. I think that would bump it up a little bit comparing it to the competition, but fundamentally normal driving seems like a pretty solid choice.